Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Rachel from Rachel Thrived and I'm so excited that you're here. Today I am using this Plum Paper planner guide that I got at Go Wild. It's a really useful notebook that has all of their different planner layouts in there. They give you an example that's already somewhat filled out, like the labels are filled out, and then blank sheets. And I wanted to try a different layout because I think I'm going to order one. So they also gave us this sticker pack. It's like their monthly subscription, I think. And they gave us for, I think this is the month of March. They gave us that month, yeah. So I decided to go ahead and use their stickers. And this entire planner guide is all for the week of March 7th through the, I don't know what that is, 12th or something like that. So I had to cover up the dates. That's the first thing I had to do. And thankfully they had date date stickers already in the sticker pack, because I was like, how am I going to cover that up? I don't know. I don't have any stickers for that. Excuse me, but they already thought about that. So I went ahead and redated it. Now I've used Plum Paper before. I had what they consider like a grid layout. Some people think of it as like a student layout where it had different sections. And honestly, I don't think that was for me. I did not like the different boxes and trying to figure out labels or whatever for each box. I don't think I had them pre-labeled because, again, I just wasn't sure what I wanted them to say, so I didn't do that. And I also added like the home planner and maybe a budget section because they have different customizable sections as well. And I kind of overdid it, and it was coiled like 12 months. I don't think I did more than 12 months. And it was so thick and heavy that I didn't like carrying it around. It was just way too much. So I ended up tearing out like the home management part and then punching it into my happy planner, putting it on some discs because that planner was just way too thick. So I'm trying out this layout and I'm just using this regular old Pilot pen there. Now, if I were to do this planner, like if I were to choose this layout, I don't know if you can tell, but there's two sections at the top there. There's like a section and then you can put like list 3 different things out underneath. The first section would be like my appointments, like my doctor's appointments, my work meetings, those types of things. And then there's another section that I would probably either leave blank or label it as my kids' appointments. And I'll probably honestly leave that part blank because let's say in the summertime or certain parts of the year, they don't have many activities or things going on, and so I won't want that. Now I could just put a sticker over it, but I think I prefer to leave the second section blank, so that's what I end up doing. I end up just writing in my appointments all across as if I were getting it customizable. Now, one interesting thing to note about this planner guide is that I believe it's the same style. It's like saddle stitch, I think that's what it's called. Binding, where it's like stitched down the center. It's actually, I take that back. This one is stapled, but their actual notebooks are saddle stitch. They're not stapled, but I believe this is how it is because I was flipping through this and I thought I really like the look and feel of this planner guide. Like I wish the planner was like that. Now, I don't know if they make planners like that. I highly doubt it because they're way too thick to have that type of binding, but I know that their notebooks are like that. And this, I believe, is a 7x9 notebook, but they also have, I think, the A5 size as well. So this would actually make a really good notebook. Now, I haven't flipped through the layouts for those. I'm pretty sure it's standard lined, dot grid, blank, things like that. I'm pretty sure their notebooks are, but I did really like their notebooks, and they're also customizable. You should be able to pick your cover and then put your name or whatever on the front of it. So I'll probably end up doing that at some point when I need a new notebook, probably a smaller one, if I'm using a notebook. Now, like I said, this top section here, I went in and filled in all of my appointments for the week. And I really like to just go ahead and stick them in pen. Now there are stickers that I could use. Obviously, look at that pack right there. But I thought it was just functional to just go ahead and write it in those lines and then just use those little dot stickers to kind of call them out, kind of have them pop off the page for me. That's normally how I do my appointments anyways. I always use those little dots for like little highlight stickers. I'm not really sure what to call them. Um, so I didn't use those for my appointments. I'm trying to figure out where this little label would go, which is kind of a tricky thing because you could put it normally on a regular vertical planner. Those headers I would put at the very top of the page, but that's not going to work if I have a header already there that says my appointments. But that doesn't mean you can't be creative and stick it somewhere else. Now I use that sticker because it kind of looked like a location pin. So I'm noting like an out of town event. So I thought that little location pin was perfect. This is just a regular, I don't want to say regular pilot pin, but pilot pins are pretty nice. I mean, it's not a basic pick, but it's just like a regular pilot. I'll have to look at the name of it or the size of it in a bit. But it was perfect. Now, the first time I had a Plum Paper, I'm convinced that they've changed their paper. And I want to say I've heard that somewhere as well, because it was really slick. And that was one thing I didn't like. I felt like the pen, you really had to wait for it to dry or it would smear very quickly. Now this paper is still a little slick, but I feel like it's not as much. I don't know. I just really love the quality of it. It's pretty high quality paper and I really like it. Now this top section here has like a habit tracker, and obviously you can label it however you want it. I went in and started filling out kind of self-care to do routines. These are just things to take care of myself. Some of these things that I forget to do on the daily, like just take my prescriptions and like my supplements. I put wash face routine, but I regretted writing wash face. I just meant like face routine because I wanted to make sure that I bought all these expensive creams and stuff, and what's the point of having them if you don't use them? So I wished that I had left out the wash your face part. So I just put routine in there. Just to remind myself to do those things daily. You would think I wouldn't need a reminder, but honestly I do. Just to take care of myself, just basic needs like that is sometimes just taking care of myself. Now I went ahead and filled out some events or to-do lists. Now I'm not going to have a lot of to-do lists on this page, this page's layout, at least not right now, because I leave plenty of space to go out throughout the week and add in my to-dos. But these are just things that I knew off the top of my head that I needed to do because I recorded this on a Monday night, or actually it's like a Sunday morning. I'm sorry. What the heck? Tuesday morning, because it's after midnight. So I had these things on the top of my head. So I went ahead and filled those out, but there's plenty of space for the rest of the week to add in to-do lists as I go. And I've been very intentional about leaving space lately because I used to over-decorate and there was no room for my to-dos or like new events or new appointments that I just made, for the next day or whatever. So I've been very intentional on not over-decorating and just leaving space for that. I like to use a variety of these little list stickers. Like I've got those bullet points on one side, then I got like a list one that kind of already has bullet points there for you, just to make it look a little different. Now when you have a layout like this and everything's already labeled for you, your planner starts to look very uniformed. So just doing little things like that and moving them down, like I just slid it down for no reason at all, other than I didn't want it to be so uniformed, because I feel like when it's that uniform, my brain, I don't know, it's not interesting to my brain. So nothing stands out. And that's why I use stickers. So things stand out to me when I open my planner. It's my brain kind of puts it in a category. And that was kind of the thing with the last Plum Paper planner that I had. It was a grid and everything was way too uniform and nothing kind of stuck out to me. I felt like it also kind of boxed in my creativity. Now this one isn't full of boxes, so there's still room to be creative. Like I can put stickers over that second section there, and it would be perfectly fine because I don't think I use that section at all because it's spring break. My kids don't have their normal appointments. So it's just going to be blank this week, and that's exactly why I don't want to label that when I go in and custom create one, because I'm going to want to change that or just put stickers over it. But for sure I can put my appointments, and even if I don't have appointments, which I ended up not adding on here, I didn't think about it, I could put my work schedule because I work from home and I make my own schedule, and it changes from week to week and even day to day when I need to change it. So it's a good place to go ahead and add that there at the top or in these green boxes. Now I decided to go ahead and use this for my dinner plans, and honestly some of this I just threw that in there. I couldn't think of what the heck I was going to make for dinner. I'm not cooking a lot this week. It's spring break. Things are kind of off when the kids are not in school, don't have a great routine. And then there's also like a lot of fend for yourself nights, and I'm not going to be, Friday, it's going to be very low key, just my niece. So I'm not going to make all this dinner. Probably go out somewhere on my own. That's why I put that there. I will probably label that part dinner. You see at the bottom they labeled it gratitude, but I will probably label it meal plan or dinner or something like that. Now I went up here and labeled that personal routine. I guess I didn't use self-care. I used personal routine. Look at all my fabulous pins that I got from Zebra. Like, I'm pretty sure all of those are from Zebra that I got from Go Wild. My table, and some of them were like takeaways at stations or one of the wild crop nights. I know we got a couple there. So I was trying to figure out which color goes with this layout. I mean, obviously I wasn't going to find anything perfect, but I found this gray that I thought worked, good enough and went well enough with it. It's like a purplish gray, like that sticker right there that you can see. It says payday on the Friday. And so that I chose that color, and I'm going to go in and highlight over where I would have like a custom label, like when I would go into the Plum Paper website and plug in what I want these labels to say. That's how I'm noting that. So I know that this is going to be like an actual label, because the whole point of me doing this is to figure out which layout I want to use from this, from this company. My little table fell over. Sorry if that was super loud. And I wanted to highlight that so that I know what it's actually going to be like once I order it. Now, I didn't put that at the bottom in those green boxes, but it's going to say meal plan because I've been very bad at not meal planning. I mean, I don't think I've made a solid meal plan, just a dinner plan all year long, you guys. I've been winging it and my life is a mess. I've been winging a lot of things and my life is a freaking mess. And going to Go Wild and just seeing all the planners and hearing the different messages from different people, the stickers, the planner people, everyone, it just really inspired me to get back to planning. I mean, my life is a freaking mess. And then I wonder why. Because I'm not using my stinking planner. That's why. And I feel like, well, why use my planner when everything's a mess and everything changes? Well, yeah, that's fine. But what about the days when you don't have a crisis? What about the days when everything's just mundane and normal? Well, I would already have a plan. It's fine if I don't stick to the plan. Sometimes that's just how life is. But maybe if I just put a stinking routine in, or woke up and knew where to put my energy, my life wouldn't be such a stinking mess right now. I am a wreck. Now, obviously, everyone feels that after Go Wild, but I felt like that all stinking year. And I'm over it, you guys. I'm over it. I can't read what the heck that sticker says, but it says something like encouraging and amazing. I can't even see it on this camera, on this phone while I'm recording this, but let me tell you, I know I chose it for a reason. And I'm looking for some more stickers to encourage myself. And I didn't even think about like if these stickers are made for specific layouts, like the sizing and whatnot. Like were these stickers made for other pages, or are there ones made specifically for these pages? Now I imagine because it is a subscription, a monthly subscription, these stickers probably work well in every layout. I mean, that doesn't fit exactly in that box, but it's perfectly fine. And see, I layered it over that little second section there rather than putting in my appointments there. Now that is like an event or whatever, so it works out, but I wasn't worried about appointments. These stickers are perfect for these pages too. They're not quite vinyl, but I don't think they're vinyl because I can write over them with a regular pen just fine. And normally with vinyl, it's kind of hard to do that. And I think I can, I mean, I'm obviously writing over that sticker perfectly fine, so it's not quite vinyl. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely a coated material. Now, I don't know what I'm going to label that box up there, so I'm not really sure. I think I'll leave that blank because what I wrote in a note, make time for fun, right? Because I'm going to get my life together, all the things, but remember to stop and do something fun. Remember that it's still spring break, and we don't have spring break plans, but you can still have fun. And then I thought about, why didn't I just write spring break in there? Like, that would have been a perfect box to go and write spring break in there so that I know, I don't know, call that out. So I'm probably going to leave that blank. When I go customize, I'm going to leave it blank. Now, since right after I did this, I went straight to the Plum Paper website and I started customizing it. And I decided, yes, I'm going to leave that box blank. And then right here, I'm going to put scripture. And if there's every week, I don't want to put a scripture because I thought, like, what if I put a quote, like, or a funny moment that week or a memory? Well, just put a darn sticker over it. But I don't want to leave it blank because I want to open my planner and have a focus. Like, have something already called out to me. And if I want to change it, then I'll just change it. So I was paused there for a long time because I was like, what scripture do I want to put in there? I didn't have a Bible near me and I needed to just pull out a scripture. And the one I chose is Romans 8:28. He makes all things work for the good of those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. I thought that was perfect for right now, just because life is kind of chaos, and I'm underlining according to his purpose, or called according to his purpose, yeah, because according to his will, well, I guess it just depends which translation you're listening to, because sometimes we just think God's supposed to make everything work out, even if it's not his plan or his purpose, his will. We make our own plans and then we want God to stamp his approval on them. So I highlighted that to remind myself, like, according to his will, not everything I choose to do is going to work out if I'm not doing it according to his will. So I found another positive quote sticker there, and I was flipping through to see where it fits. Now it fits in these vertical ones perfectly. It doesn't cover like the entire box. Like, see, none of those. It doesn't cover any of them, like from top to bottom. Now the vertical ones that don't have boxes, like the running one, that one's perfect because there's no like real box. But you can use it anywhere. I mean, it's gonna fit. So I mean, it's a little thin for this particular layout. So I was searching for maybe one that's a little wider and I could not find one. I decided that it doesn't have to stick perfectly in the box. So I'm gonna just slap it down here and call it a day. And this is my layout in my Plum Paper Planner Guide. I can't wait to order one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.